Introduction. What's going on in your body right now? Your first answer might be that you're hungry, or that your muscles are sore from a run, or that you feel tired. But let's go even deeper, moving past the layer of your consciousness and looking at what's going on in your cells. We stay alive because millions of different chemical reactions are taking place inside our bodies all the time. Each of our cells is like the busy auto assembly line pictured here. Raw materials, half-finished products, and waste materials are constantly being used, produced, transported, and excreted. The workers on the cellular assembly line are mainly enzymes. These are the proteins that make biochemical reactions happen. Overview of metabolism. Cells are constantly carrying out thousands of chemical reactions needed to keep the cell and your body as a whole alive and healthy. These chemical reactions are often linked together in chains or pathways. All of the chemical reactions that take place inside of a cell are collectively called the cell's metabolism. To get a sense of the complexity of metabolism, let's look at the metabolic diagram below. The mess of lines looks like a map of a very large subway system, or possibly a fancy circuit board. In fact, it's a diagram of the core metabolic pathways in cells that make up the human body. Each line is a reaction, and each circle is a reactant or product. In the metabolic web of the cell, some of the chemical reactions release energy and can happen spontaneously without energy input. However, others need added energy in order to take place. Just as you must continually eat food to replace what your body uses, so cells need a continual inflow of energy to power their energy-requiring chemical reactions. In fact, the food you eat is the source of energy used by your cells. Breaking down glucose, cellular respiration. Many cells, including most of the cells in your body, get energy from glucose in a process called cellular respiration. During this process, a glucose molecule is broken down gradually in many small steps. However, the process has an overall reaction of C6H12O6, which is glucose, plus 6 O2 molecules, which is oxygen, which makes 6 CO2 or carbon dioxide molecules, 6 H2O molecules or water, and energy. Breaking down glucose releases energy, which is captured by the cell in the form of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. Once it's made, ATP can be used by other reactions in the cell as an energy source. Much as we humans use money because it's easier than bartering each time we need something, so the cell uses ATP to have a standardized way to transfer energy. Because of this, ATP is sometimes described as the energy currency of the cell. Building up glucose, photosynthesis. Sugars like glucose are made by plants in a process called photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, plants use the energy of sunlight to convert carbon dioxide gas into sugar molecules. Photosynthesis takes place in many small steps, but its overall reaction is just the cellular respiration reaction flipped backwards. So the reactants before become the products now. So this time we have 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water plus energy makes glucose and oxygen. Like us, plants need energy to power their cellular processes, so some of the sugars are used by the plant itself. They can also provide a food source for animals that eat the plant, like the squirrel below. In both cases, the glucose will be broken down through cellular respiration, generating ATP to keep cells running. And the other part is an extension which you do not need to read, but you can if you want to.